Hello, everybody. My name is Coley. Even though nobody asked, we delivered. And this is Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, All Bosses. As I said before, my name is Coley. My couch, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Mortal. I'm also a speedrunner of this game. I also make videos and mods. I do everything to do with this game.
All right. And before we get started, I just wanted to say, make sure to donate. It's for a great cause, Doctors Without Borders. And in your donations, I kind of want to know, what is your favorite Scooby-Doo villain? Because this is completely based off of the original cartoon from the 60s and 70s. So we're going to see a lot of villains in here, and you might see your favorite in this game. So let's get started here, though. The timer's going to start when I hit new game. So if everybody wants to count down with me, 3, 2, 1... go! All right. So, Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights is a 3D platformer Metroidvania-esque game. And of course, the first thing we're gonna do in a Scooby-Doo game is collect some Scooby snacks. This is the game's currency that allows us to pay what are called snack gates. And snack gates allow us to unlock new levels and progress through the game. We're gonna only be paying 4 of them, so if you've casually played this game before, that should be a bit of a red flag to know just how much we're about to skip while defeating all the bosses. We're just gonna collect an exact change here and enter the manner to progress. Now, sometimes there's in this game, there's cutscenes where it doesn't start right when the level loads in, so we can actually move a little bit closer to the stairs. And we need to grab that key to save Holly, who is an OC of this game, but we're gonna do a jump right here called Chandelier Jump and grab some snack boxes, which cost 5 snacks each. Here's Holly right here. She's gonna give us the map, and the story of this game is essentially that her uncle owns this entire property and is kidnapped by the Mastermind, who's this game's OC, voiced by Tim Curry. Speaking of celebrities, there's Don Knotts, gonna give us a shovel, even though we are just a dog, dig up a flower, and pick up a key to enter the Smuggler's Cove and continue our progression. But now is a really good time to sort of explain what the blueprint of this entire category is all about. So, there's 4 bosses in this game. There is the Black Knight, the Green Ghost, or the Phantom Shadow. That's what it's called in the show. And then there's Redbeard, and then finally the aforementioned Mastermind. But in order to get to the bosses and defeat the bosses, we need to grab power-ups or the professor's inventions so that we can actually do what we need to do. So the first part of this run, we're gonna be just collecting a bunch of items, and then the end of the run is sort of like a big boss rush where we're just gonna kick everybody's butt. So the first invention we're gonna get is the springs, which is the double jump. But in this level, we have a giant crate blocking our way, but thankfully, our best pal Shaggy is here. Everybody give a round of applause for Shaggy. Yeah, he's pretty pointless and slow, so instead we're gonna jump on this box right here. This is called Rubber Band Skip. I'm sure he'll be fine here all alone. I feel a little bit bad for him, but I don't even know how he got up on that pelican in the first place, so we're just gonna pay another snack gate up here, and I'll pass the baton to Mortal right now. Oh, I missed one. Wasn't paying attention.
So yeah, once Coley goes through here, he's going to be entering into the pier levels to go and get the double jump invention. But the gimmick with these pier levels is there's a lot of sticky tar that's going to stop Scooby from running and jumping. So Coley's going to try and skip that by jumping on objects like this. And he's also going to try and do a frame-perfect jump in this next room, which I'm going to help him time with a metronome. We'll see if he gets it. Bitterly. Sorry.
Wow, sabotage. No, I'm just joking. I got to back up here, though.
But yeah, here's the backup. He can run on that lamp to get up here, and he's going to try and clip through 2 invisible walls. There's an invisible wall right there that he gets through. He's going to grab these 2 snack boxes. Then he's going to clip through this and do another trick right after grabbing the invention called Pause Storage, where he unplugs and quits at the same time. Whew. And that makes that noise, and it tricks the game into thinking he's fast traveling, which lets us skip a lot of backtracking. You're going to see it a lot throughout the run, but it is high risk because you could quit the game.
Yeah, high risk, high reward. Isn't that just a wonderful sound? But anyway, so we've skipped some backtracking, warped back here to get the key now that we have the double jump, and we're on our way to get the helmet invention, American football helmet, not like a FIFA World Cup helmet. But yeah, so as we're running through here, now is a great time for some donations.
The community is really coming out for you right now, Coley Immortal. This is awesome. First off, less than $1,000 to see that bonus level in Pizza Tower. So we're almost there. Keep those donations coming in. Like this $20 donation from Pat Monster saying, hey, Coley Immortal, it's so cool seeing the two of you on the GDQ stage. I'm so grateful to be part of such an amazing and welcoming speedrunning community. Best of luck on the run. Praying for the 3-rope.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Nastani also sent in $20 to MSF and said, hey, Coley, so proud to see you on the GDQ stage. There is no better person that could possibly showcase this game as well as you will. You are one of my best friends I've met online, and you inspire me daily. Much love.
Well, thank you.
But also, Coley, where are you?
All right. Coming up here. Coming up here, we have a bit of a skip that we're going to do. So these levels are sort of in a circle, and there's a one-way shortcut that we can take, but it's blocked by a gate. And we want to take that shortcut because there's a Shaggy auto-scroller where he rides along in a lawnmower and a bunch of like cramped, difficult levels. So we're going to try and do this gate clip. It's a very difficult trick, so I just want everybody to just be patient with me, and we did it. So that's a trick that you can actually do at home if you have the game right now. All you have to do is hold up left on the D-pad and you'll clip right through that gate. And man, is that a crazy sequence break, because you're supposed to beat like the first boss, go through the first area, the Mystic Manor, but now we're here in the cave levels. So quite an easy trick for a pretty insane sequence break, but we're grabbing these keys to unlock this gate. That's how we're gonna get to the Green Ghost boss fight. I'm gonna try a little cool movement tech. You know what? I'm gonna do one more time for the swag. I didn't get it too well, but sometimes you can have that enemy hit you and you can just zoom across the ice. But here in this level, this is really what makes going backwards so much faster. So we're gonna climb up this stalactite. Right, ooh, come on. This is the hardest part. There we go. All right, and then we're gonna jump on a little invisible platform here. We're gonna get on this cliff side. And we're gonna jump down here. We're gonna go whee! And magically teleport. So that random magic teleportation is called a void warp. It's a neat little magic trick in this game. And how it works is that every level exists in what's called the void. And basically, you're never supposed to be out of bounds, and the devs knew this, so they created a very nifty failsafe where if you fall into the void, it'll teleport you back to the intended beginning of a level. And that's perfect for us because we're going through these levels backwards. So it takes that level, which is the second longest level in the game, and we can just beat it in about 20 seconds optimally. So it's a really nice trick. For the rest of these levels, though, we're just going to try and make enemy and obstacle cycles. Charging like this is the fastest way to move in this game, but you build up speed over time, so you'll see me sometimes just hold down the R trigger to run, because that is a little bit faster than doing a very short charge. And hopefully if I do everything right in this level, I shouldn't get hit by any boulder. And there we go. And then we'll just jump right through here. That's a really good level to showcase the very interesting movement tech in this game. But right here, I'm gonna try and make a little tricky jump off the platform. There we go. That uses, thank you. That uses coyote frames, which is how many frames you have walking off of a ledge to still jump. And then we just jumped up that wall, and we're here in Hill 3. I'll pass it off to Mortal right now.
So as Coley said earlier, he's here to go and get the helmet invention. And first he's going to make a little bit of a cycle with the boulder that rolls down the hill here. You can see there's also a lot of snacks. This room is great for snack collecting because we do need about another 1,050 snacks throughout this run. But the boulder's about to fall down the hill right now. And yeah, he got past it that. And now I'm going to start talking about the next trick that's upcoming, which is called Creepy Early, which is probably the most difficult and biggest time save in this entire run. So after Coley gets the helmet, he's going to do a pause storage and go back to a room we've already been to exploit a shortcut that's supposed to use a different invention we don't have, which is going to involve going under some invisible walls and clipping through things. So.
Come on. There we go.
There we go, nice.
Don't want to quit the game. Oop. There we go, nice. Yeah. All right, let's lock in. Whew.
So he's going to begin by going under an invisible wall and jumping outside, out of bounds.
That's the hardest part.
That is the hardest bit.
Nice.
Okay, that was rope jump. He's now going to try and go under another invisible wall. That's as expected.
Let's try it again here.
Again, this is the hardest trick in the
All
ride.
right. I'll do the wall clip here.
Okay.
Nice.
Slid under that wall. He's now going to clip halfway inside of the rock and start doing some precise jumps while going neutral to try and climb all the way to the top of the rock. Nice. He's now going to hopefully clip through the ceiling and then jump underneath those floorboards to the load zone. Oh, no.
No, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I got you baited. Oh, no.
He was slightly too low.
That's okay.
Yeah, you get to show it again.
If we can do it once, we can do it again. Here we go.
So again, clipping up. This is much harder than it looks.
Gotta use real precise angles.
And
there we go.
Job.
Woo! All right. Yeah, creepy early is like a dream come true. This has been like a trick that people have wanted in this game forever. And Mortal's being modest, but shout out to him. He found the trick both on Xbox originally and then on GameCube as well. And the fact that it got moved to GameCube allows us to do like the pause storage where we quit the game and unplug the controller. And it's just one of those optimizations that's so cool for the game where it's like, finally, we could play on the console that everybody really prefers the speedrun on. So for context, without that trick, the difference between creepy early and no creepy early is, I think, 5 or 6 minutes?
Yeah, about 5 minutes.
Yeah, so, and compared to no levels early, it saves 20 minutes of gameplay, and it skips collecting like 2,000 snacks, so it's a really big deal. But anyway, in this level, I just collected the warp gate back there because those are the shipwreck levels. That's where Redbeard is. And now I'm on my way to get the third and final invention before we get some boss fights, and it's right here. So I pushed that button to raise a light bulb, and the item that's inside is the Super Smash, which is essentially like a ground pound in Mario. And the gimmick is that I have to race to the top in time in order to break that light bulb and then get the item inside. But there's all these enemies and things in the way, as you can see. But with my noodling around, you probably could expect us to have a bit of a trick up our sleeves, which is this movement mechanic here, where when we dash, our body is invincible. So we can just slither on through these enemies before they even really notice that we're here. Just like that, great. And the door just opened. I'm gonna try and get a little, nope. Could get a little movement optimization there. There we go. Nice. And I want to menu carefully. I did that a very weird way, but you can still quit the game when you have those two menus up. But yeah, there we go. So now we have all the inventions that we need to actually get to and defeat a boss. And we can actually go to any boss fight we want to. There's a category that's called reverse boss order, where we start with the final boss and end with the first one. But for this category, the fastest thing to do is actually fight the green ghost first, which, fun fact, the only time this game ever calls that boss the green ghost is in Fortnite. So that's pretty cool. But that boss gives us the invention, the umbrella, which allows us to float and glide, and that's gonna make getting to the other bosses much easier. But we got a bit of a trek right now. Great time for some donations.
We have so many donations. We have $8.50 from Harsh that said, "You read my mind, pal. Gulp, or maybe my stomach. Leave some Scooby snacks for the rest of us, Coley."
Thank you.
A $5 donation from an anonymous donor that says, "Lock in, Coley. Give us a shout out at the Twitter boat."
Yes, yes.
Also, Ryan in Theory donated $25 to MSF. "Hi, Coley and Mortal. Y'all are the community's best and brightest runners and leaders, and your dedication is always inspiring. Have a great run."
Oh, thank you,
Thank you so much, Ryan.
We also have a ton of favorite Scooby-Doo villains coming in here. We have a $185 donation from an anonymous donor that says, "Hi, Mortal. Good luck, Coley. Black Knight is the best. Not in the speedrun, though."
Yeah.
And Oracle Lot sent in $25 and said, "My favorite Scooby-Doo villain has to be the Phantom Virus from the Cyber Chase movie, but a close second has to be the Werecats from Zombie Island."
Oh, interesting. All right, so now we're back here in the cave levels, but to get to that gate that we unlocked earlier, there is a slippery slope in our way that we normally need the plungers to get, and that requires us going to the basement and stuff like that. But we can do a little trick here. A little trick here. There we go, nice. So, yeah, that is called Silly Skip because the person who founded Cilia is rather silly, and that prevents us from going to the basement and getting the plunders. So here in this level, we're kind of just gonna break the puzzle in this room. There's like these ice stalactite things that you normally have to hit down, but we can just fall through a hole and get to the door right here. But unfortunately, brace yourselves, everybody. This is an auto-scroller. Yeah, I know. Every speedrunner's nightmare, it's terrible. Up at the top, by the way, that's an upgrade for the Super Smash, our ground pound, that we're not gonna get because it's very useless. It just, if we miss bonking on an enemy, it just makes them dizzy. But ideally, we don't do that, and that's just more text boxes. So this is where the auto-scroller starts. There we go. We're gonna press this button, the water's gonna rise up, and we just have to jump on the like floating boats here and on the cliffside to get to the top. But later in this level, there is a boat where we just stand on it for like 20 seconds, like a really long time. And that has been dubbed by Jaxler, who was just on the couch for Titans of the Tide. He called it Twitter Boat. And the name just kind of stuck because you would just sit on that boat and go on Twitter. But now it's X, formerly known as Twitter, but nah, we're gonna call it Blue Sky Boat for this event here. So what I thought would be fun to do is when we're on that boat, Mortal and I are gonna get up along with our wonderful host here, and we're gonna take a group selfie with the crowd, and we're gonna post it to Blue Sky as well. So if anybody wants to participate in that, get ready because it is coming up right now. All right, let's go. All right, I don't think I have enough time to post it, but I'll post it after the run for sure. Thanks everybody for taking part in that picture with me. But all right, so we're nearing the end of the auto scroller here. We can actually just move on from these boats here. All these snacks are pretty slow, so we can just skip them. And we're gonna skip this item as well. And now we are entering the graveyard. So Mortal, I'll let you take it away from here.
So in this first graveyard level, there are 3 keys that float up and down, and there's also some RNG ghosts that can get in the way, so Coley's going to try and make a precise cycle known as Beat My Keys. Thanks to the person who found it, Beat My Bro 101. Shout out, buddy. And yep, Coley nailed it. Good job, man.
That was close.
That was close.
All right. And now in this next level, we're going to fall down a pit. It's to skip a cutscene, I should preface it. I like Scooby. But here's what we're gonna... So we're gonna break how we do this room a little bit by climbing up this wall right here. And the gimmick of this room is that we have to hit these urns on top of some buttons so that it opens the door to the next level. This last one's kind of different. You can just jump on it like so. But it prevents us from going like on a spiral staircase thing around this room and just hit them right away. And we're gonna hit the last one. This last one is actually the first one you're supposed to hit. We're combining 2 cutscenes in one right here. And I'm gonna be careful not to skid into this door because I want my skid value to be set to a specific, in a specific way so that I can do this cutscene skip where I hold down left, skid, and fall into that death trigger right there. So there we go. That just skipped the cutscene. And then in the next level, you're supposed to pay a 600 snack gate. That's pretty darn expensive. And when you see loading into this room, we're gonna have about 800. So we're overclicked by a little bit, but instead of having to go and collect 600 more snacks, we're gonna sort of break the logic of this game and do this. We're gonna warp to a level that we've never been to before, and that's not how fast traveling usually works. And how it does work is that warp gates have like a checking system, and it just so happens that those 2 warp gates share the same checking system. So when one is unlocked, so is the other. And it's very convenient because not only does that prevent us from paying the tax over there, but this is the Green Ghost boss fight. So I'll let Mortal take it away while we fight our first boss finally in all bosses.
Yeah, so this is our first boss. In the real game, it's the second boss, but like Coley said earlier, we're doing it to get the umbrella. And the way this works is that we need to align the Green Ghost on top of an open coffin. And Coley just got very lucky because that's a guaranteed 2 hits, and you only need 3 hits. So if Daphne goes left, this could be perfect. This could be, if he does an electricity, this could be perfect RNG.
Oh!
Perfect. Good job. Now Coley's going to do a pause storage real quick while Daphne's walking to a spot to skip a little bit of the fade and start going into the shipwreck levels.
Whew. Thank you, Daphne.
So yeah, now we're going to what's meant to be the third boss in the game, but it's going to be our second boss, Redbeard. And if you played this game casually, you probably remember the shipwreck levels as being very long and very difficult, probably the most difficult section of the game, but Coley's going to do some crazy things to skip basically all of it, like that, where he jumps on a fish and jumps on 2 invisible walls to get here. And to the left is the intended exit there, but Coley's going to jump on these crow's nest things to then jump to the right, go over another invisible wall, and then into this shortcut, which basically skips all of the shipwreck levels and takes us to the very end. But then there's another trick where you're supposed to pay that 750 snack gate in the background there, but Coley's just gonna squeeze in between another invisible wall and get on top of this boat. And that's because the exit to the Redbeard boss fight is actually at the back of the boat here, so by going through that conveniently placed hole, we can enter the boss fight from the back and just get straight to Redbeard without needing to do any of the levels, really.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
All right. This is probably the hardest boss fight in the game because we're going to do a really difficult strat. What's up, Fred? Get barreled. I'm going to try and clip through this wall because we did enter through the exit, but if it's taken a little too long, I'm going to do a little safety strat here. Let's see, it's a little finicky, and I think it's safety strat time. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to save, and we're going to quit. I'm done. I'm done with this run. No, I'm just joking. We're actually going to load in, so then actually what it does is it puts us where we're supposed to be at the front of the level here. So, but this is good because it gives me time to explain what I'm going to try and do here. So there's all these ropes around the room, and you're supposed to cut one after the other to make that treasure chest land on Redbeard. I'm going to try and cut 3 at a time. It's pretty precise, but let's see if I can do it. Let's go! That is so difficult to do. Yes! I am so glad that we got to show that off here at GDQ because, man, that is so precise. You need to be just at the right spot above Redbeard to cut all 3 ropes. And if we cut all 4 ropes, that doesn't defeat the boss. It like kind of soft locks the fight. So it gives us the item, but the treasure chest doesn't land on Redbeard, and so the boss isn't technically dead. So I am so glad.
Die.
Yeah, I know. We'll be good. We'll be good.
Nice.
There we go. All right, I'll make sure that this rope gets cut. Nice. And then we'll do another pause storage. Fantastic. We're not quitting the game. Great. And that's Redbeard.
And also, that is that pizza tower incentive met to see that bonus level. We just met it.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. Yeah. All right, so now we're gonna go fight the Black Knight, and because we have so many inventions that we aren't supposed to have yet, we're gonna fly through these levels and get there really fast. But we have to go through some hallways first, so now would be a great time to read some donations.
Absolutely, and so many of those donations helped us get to that pizza tower incentive, like this $20 from Spooky Speedrun that says, "Good luck, Coley. Thanks for everything you and Mortal have done to help my favorite childhood game turn speedrun reach new heights." Also, a $100 donation to MSF from Those Meddling Kids that says, "Zoinks."
Like Zoinks?
And we had so many donations come in for folks' favorite Scooby-Doo villains.
Yes.
Anthony sent in $20 and said, "Glad to see you hit the big time, Coley. Always your faithful viewer, Dr. Imposter from Philadelphia."
Thank you.
Sorry, that one didn't have a Scooby-Doo villain. I apologize.
Oh,
it was this one, which is $25 from Vanna. As a lifelong Scooby-Doo lover, I've never seen this game. So excited to see Scooby-Doo still getting all the love. Favorite villain, definitely Captain Cutlet or the Creeper. And chat, will you donate for a Scooby snack?
All right, so here in mind, there is a shortcut that is meant for backtracking once you've already gone through all these levels, where you would use the umbrella. Here's the fan right here. We're gonna activate it. And since this is our first time and we've sequence broke the game so much, we're gonna use it right now, actually. And that's gonna put us in the level Cower in the Tower, and it skips like a whole bunch of levels and some snack gates. And this level is very convenient because at the very top, is the Black Knight boss fight's exit. So we're gonna try and get up there pretty quick by clipping through the floor made of paper and getting right here. So up here, there's a bunch of tar and an invisible wall blocking the way from getting up there, but I'm gonna try and do a precise jump where I double jump and super slam right onto that little wood chip of a platform. I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty astonished that I'm doing as well as I am right now. Like, it is pretty dope that we're able to showcase that. But all right, so since we entered through the exit, I have to run into this trigger, and here's the boss fight. There's Velma back there. Hi, Velma. And and so this boss fight's very similar to Green Ghost, where we have to push buttons when the Black Knight is above it, but when we press one, the button breaks, as you can see right here in front of Scooby. And of course, where the Black Knight goes is completely RNG, so we just have to press buttons and pray. Please don't ruin my estimate. Please don't. I beg you. All right, he could end it here. No, this guy's rude. This guy's evil. He is a villain.
That's it.
Oh, okay. Nice. Woof. All right, I'm glad that he didn't take forever. That guy can just wander around. All right, let's see if I can. This is the last pause storage. Nice.
Nice.
Let's go. No quitting the game here. All right, great. And let me just make sure I don't quit game here. And awesome, there we go. That's the Black Knight. Okay. So this is how we actually go through that trigger instead of creepy early, like I died to a bajillion times and climbed up that wall and stuff. Here's Captain, or wait, no, that's not Captain Color, that's Captain Moody, excuse me. But we're in these creepy levels now, and we're making our way to the final boss, which is in the super secret lab level. So we're just gonna dodge some enemies and some boulders and things in here. But in this next level, we're gonna do a trick that in any percent is called Redbeard Skip. But since we already went and kicked his butt, this is more so Soap Skip. That's the last invention you get in the game. It allows you to turn enemies into like floating platforms. It's pretty cool, but we obviously want to save some time since it's not necessary to beat the final boss. So we're gonna try and skip the basement levels. But here we have Shaggy. He's been locked up by the mastermind. Oh no, I hope he's comfortable in there. I'm sure he'll be fine. We're gonna grab this key and open this gate instead. Sorry, Shaggy. We're going to skip the cutscene there, and I'm gonna try and do a precise jump here. This is the skip. Very nice. Second try is pretty good. So now we're here in the lab, on our way to the boss fight. I'll let Mortal take it away.
Yeah, so here in the lab, this is another level. If you played this game casually, you probably hate it. You're supposed to ride the beds and hit the buttons, and it's a huge mess, and the floor kills you. But yeah, Coley's just gonna skip all that by jumping onto these top platforms early, and then hitting the button to turn off the electricity. And down below, after we watch this cutscene, there's gonna be two doors. The left door is where you're supposed to go and fight all of the lab levels. But Coley's actually gonna go to the right door, where there's supposed to be just a little bit of a puzzle with some acid. But Coley's gonna do a skip, since this puzzle area is actually right below the final snack gate. So by jumping above where you can see from the camera on some out-of-bounds ledges, we can jump up to the final snack gate and just pay it and go straight to the mastermind fight.
There we go. Yeah. And of course, we paid an exact change. That's always satisfying to have 0 snacks left. And now we don't have to worry about Scooby snacks. What we do have to worry about is Shaggy. He's on the claw machine, and there's a shark. How did he even end up there? I have no idea. Give a round of applause for Shaggy. He's so brave. I don't even know how he ends up in these situations. But guys, I don't think we gotta meet our estimate. Ed and Eddie's up next. We're just gonna skip saving him and go through the door.
I hate Shaggy.
I'm sorry, all right? Hey, I'm sorry. I think it'll be fine, right? But anyway, this is the final boss room here. We're gonna skip this cutscene, become Great Dane Jesus, and walk on some acid, and then jump right up here. And yeah, it's all good. So yeah, Shaggy's fine. Shaggy's alive, he's great. There we go. So to skip the first phase of this boss fight, we're just gonna clip through this wall. Yeah, lots about to happen. I'm not making this mistake, haha. It's a community joke that I always die in this room. So there we go. And so we just press those buttons from that wall clip, and that skipped the first phase of this boss fight. We just gotta defeat the enemies here in the second wave. We have to knock down the robots. All right, count with me real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, approximately. So what that's going to do, it's going to trick the game into thinking that we skipped the third phase of the boss fight and already pressed the buttons. So time is coming up. This is the final phase of the fight. The mastermind is going to spawn somewhere on the floor. Where he spawns is completely random, but in the electricity back there, that is where time's going to be called, is when we knock him into the electricity. So let's see what our RNG is.
Oh,
incredible! These bosses. This is and get ready. And time. There we go. And that's it. We just beat all the bosses in about 30 minutes. That is pretty great. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I've speedrun this game for 6 years now, and I feel very honored and privileged, and it's a very humbling experience to be able to do this here on the stage for the first time for this game. GDQ, it's great. I want to shout out the community who's here in the audience right now from around the globe. I also want to shout out Mortal here. He's from the UK. He went all the way across the pond just to be here and be on my couch. And we've been through a lot with this game together, so I appreciate you being here.
Thanks, man.
I want to shout out my podcast as well, even though nobody asked. Nastani, Jaxler, and Cosmic. Man, they really helped me out a lot. Getting this game prepared and submitting it and stuff, and I could not do it without anybody's help, who's ran the game, who's helped me along the way, told me knowledge about anything from streaming to speedrunning, and it's amazing. And thank you to the staff as well for all the great work that you do, but I'll keep it short so I don't cry. How about you? Do you have anything?
I just want to say shout out Baz for inspiring me to run this game, and Sam for all the archiving and mod work he used to do, and just shout out to everyone who couldn't come and everyone who's here today especially. Yeah. Thank Linz, Headhunter, Orcs, Rav, Meek, Insane, thank you. And Coley, of course, thank you for making us come here. And,
hi Discord call. Everybody's in a call right now in the community watching on Discord. So, but yeah, that's it for Scooby-Doo. Thank you so much for watching.